Fortnite Pacific Break is finally over after 3.5 months. It's done. Thank the Lord. Anyways, was this season good? From an objective point, it's a great season. From an opinion view, it's alright. With this being said, this video is all my opinion. I'm a casual player that plays either build or no build. And if you couldn't tell, this video is inspired by some of other YouTubers' reviews, but mostly the YouTuber Cuzzle2. Great guy. This time, with the season review, I'm going to go more in depth than the small 10-ish minute review that I usually do. No, this is a whole season review, not just a month in. Is season 2 out the time I'm making this video? Yes. Do I care? No. Anyways, let's get started.
I'm waiting for it. Give me all you got. Like coronation, standing up on my ground. I'm waiting for it.
The end of the Simpsons season ended with a live event, and although I had my review out then, there was some stuff not covered, like the peak 0-hour event. Yes, a peak event. This event was basically, what if we took all our favorite toys and did a crazy lore drop? The toys being the Chapter 6 collab, and the lore drop being the event. Basically Fortnite endgame. During this event we had 2 future collabs show up, those being the Bride from the Kill Bill series and the Time Machine from the Back to the Future. Now this is going to be a shock to y'all, but as a 22-year-old I have not seen any of those movies yet. But I knew of their existence for a good while. I actually planned to watch Back to the Future around Christmas, but I forgot to. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, the 0-hour event. Like I said, every collab from Chapter 6 basically showed up to fight the Dark Presence. This event, like almost every live event, was scripted, but damn, it was cool as hell. After we defeat the big bad, we get transported to our new map, with everything from Chapter 6 being intact. We see a group of people wake up from what I hear is a Hangover reference, and we see there's a drivable reboot van and the cube cradle come down. And killed the bus driver? Like seriously, that's possible? And secondly, what the fuck? How are we supposed to get to the island now? Surfing? Yes, surfing is a brand new mechanic, and it only seems to be staying for this season. It got removed in Season 2. There's a new mechanic I'll talk about in Season 2's review, but let's stick to Season 1. While the bus needs fixing, we have to surf to the island. And while I don't love it, I don't hate this mechanic either. I think it's neat. It's cool to have sometimes, and also it's stuck around basically all season, which is really cool. Giving you a certain % chance it will happen, got 50-50. What other new mechanics did we get this season? Well, one of them being rolling around and flopping around like a fish when you're knocked. This is useful as you can have a chance to either get to a teammate or a reboot van, more of that on a bit, and or self-revive. This isn't good in solos, but it's a cool feature. They'll talk about the review in the items section. So yeah, pretty neat, but this ain't ragdoll physics. I found that through Cuzzle's video that this is actually an animation, and somehow didn't pick up on it, but he's not wrong. Go look at Marvel Rivals. When you kill an enemy there, they ragdoll, or when you die, you ragdoll. See how your arms, your legs, or body go flailing around? That's ragdoll physics. Look at Fortnite's. It's just the same flop and roll. It's not physics. You can call it ragdoll, but it's not ragdoll physics. Okay, with that said, back to the thing what I said with the reboots earlier. Yeah, you can climb into a reboot van when knocked down, assuming you make it in time. It's neat. You can also pick up a teammate and throw them in the van too. Also, I like how these reboots are meant to be drivable now, but it's not every van. It's random. Some will have boots. Oh, I'm almost done talking about the mechanics. I think 2 more. Let's get the smaller one out of the way. The storm. Oh boy. Yeah, the storm moves faster now, and on what I believe is a smaller island. While we haven't had any big issues with this so far, I haven't seen much people talk about it. The storm moving faster isn't what I want to talk about here. What I want to talk about is the new zone forms. Gone are the days of just circle zones. Now there's a chance of the storm being a big 7, which happened in the Simpsons season for the hype of Chapter 7. But it did happen once this season. There are others, like a square, a rectangle, an arrow, which never happened for me, and the Triforce. And for Winterfest, we had a snowman and a Christmas tree. And then for Valentine's Day, we had a heart. Neat. Our last new feature this season was Rift Anomalies, which is an augment or a boon, but for everyone. We had 3 to start out with, and got more with updates. First, we started out with Rift Palooza, which rifts just appeared all over the map island. Neat. Care packages, which is just supply drops, but with heals and a self-revive, or 2. Lastly, hide and seek, which was a stealth thing that did its job well enough. Like, it's not going to be perfect in this game, but you had to either trigger it by standing still or crouching. And boom, yeah. Anyways, with that stuff talked about, let's talk about the map. And also, I should mention this because I don't know where else to mention it. We also had art air balloons this season that gave you loot. So, yeah. Forgot to mention that this is kind of important. There is now a new feature with gold that it resets every game. And also there is a Rift Anomaly, that's the Gold Rush from Lawless, and pretty much that's basically it. I wanted to mention that before I forget, because I pretty much forgot my script, I guess. The map, like I mentioned before, is smaller, and we start with 13 POIs. A lot of them are closer together, but let's go over them first. Tip Top Terrace. Pretty nice looking, not super big, just a chill treehouse POI. If we get a Star Wars POIs in the Star Wars event this year, because I doubt we'll get a mini-season again this year, I feel Tip Top Terrace will become a temporary Ewok village. It just makes sense. Next we have Wonky Land, fun amusement park. I hope this stays till Fortnitemares. It has games, a Ferris wheel, a roller coaster, a water park, a slide, and a maze, all fun stuff. And it gave us the Wonky mascot skin, who's just Jonesy variant. Next is Latte Landing, a chill town that has a lot of coffee promo. I guess Sabrina Carpenter lives here.
Espresso.
Anyways, on to Painted Palms. It's a movie set. I love it, but I hope it gets changed next season, like something other than Pillions. But I guess it takes longer than 3 months to film a movie, too. Then we have Sandy Stripped, the Las Vegas of the map. It has a cute little gem in the middle that stares at you and other players. Then Forbes Fields, modern day Lazy Links. Can't say too much about this POI, I barely landed here. Then Sus Studios, when the imposter is sus. Can't believe I said that. I went here for a lot of thumbnail pictures. Classified Cannons, which is a lot of people, myself included, thought this was going to be the new 7 based, if they return. Also, if you go in the basement, there's a UFO from the last reality. That's cool, I guess, but it has really no big meaning. Like, we're in season 2 and there's really nothing. But you can fly out the middle of the POI, so that's pretty neat, not gonna lie. Battlewood Boulevard. It's cool. It's a city POI with movie props, a giant cedar, and that's basically it. Not really much else to say. Like, Riptide is the same thing, just a coastal town. Bumpy Bay, same exact thing, just a coastal town. But Bumpy looks like San Francisco. I accidentally skipped Tumble Hills, a small residential area. Then lastly, Inner Loop Labs, that will have a big meaning this season, but really there's not much else to say for our starter locations. The item loophole has a fair amount of new and unvaults. I'll get the boring new medallion mechanic, the boss item. I say item because it takes an inventory slot, but can't be removed unless you die. So yeah, also, it takes over your skin, it makes you taller, it makes your health visible to everyone, and can spawn in guards. Anyways, our starting guns include 3 unvaults and the tactical pistol from chapter 4, goated pistol by the way. Then the newly hit scan Enforcer AR, and the dual SMGs. The Enforcer is alright, and a decent scopeless AR. The dualies are fun, as always, and always to use. The dualies are fun, as always, to use, especially without bullet drop. Even if the dualies didn't have bullet drop in Absolute Doom, they're still fun to have backs. The new stuff. Oh boy, the new Deadeye AR. Remember the Deadeye DMR from Super? Take that scope off and put it on a Chapter 1 assault rifle. Boom! Insanely accurate AR. But honestly, I barely used it. I kind of forgot about it with the Wild Weeks. The new shotguns are probably for the whole chapter. The Iron Pump is your basic pump, and the Twin Hammers looks like a pump built, but it's an auto shotgun. At least it feels like an auto. It is also the Pump and Dump, just minus the SMG. The Vengeful Sniper. Kind of forgot about this. Used it a couple times. It's fine. No one-shot, headshot unless low health. The Hollow Rush SMG. Just a decent scoped SMG. For fun weapons, we have the Winton Arc Lightning Gun, which is decent, but not the best, but it's fun. And then for movement, we have the Wingsuit, which is alright, Shockwaves, which are temporarily vaulted and replaced with scratch pads, and now back, Self-Revive, which speaks for itself. It works for the most part, except it's kind of useless in solos. And lastly, our collab item, the Forsaken Blade from Kill Bill, because the bride is in the battle pass. Speaking of, I think I covered all the items we got while starting, besides the grenades and the heals. Also, the ATKs are back, but that's a vehicle. So battle pass time, and before the battle pass, the Sovereign Shotgun and the TAC AR were added in an update later before Winterfest. The battle pass this season or chapter is brand new layout. No more waiting for the secret skin. Claim what you want, except for tiers 1 and 100. For those, tier 1 you get instantly, and tier 100 you have to grind to at least level 85 to unlock it. Speaking of the other pages, they're kinda locked by levels. You gotta get to level 5, 20, 35, or 50, or 65. I believe that's the order how it goes. I kinda only remember up to 35. It's like every 15 levels. The first skin is the previously mentioned Bride from the Kill Bill movies. She seems pretty accurate, and I like some of her stuff. Next is Cat's Hallway, which is probably my favorite from this pass. Shockingly, I barely used any of the Battle Pass skins this season. Do I hate this pass? No, I quite enjoy it a lot. But my goal for Season 2 is to use the skins more. Anyways, next is Kingston the Lion. By his jam track, he seems to be the director. I love his gray fur and red jacket style. Next is Carter Wu, the martial artist, and the Iron Fist bootleg. I forgot to mention, with Kat, she has quests for additional styles, and the same can be said for Carter Wu. Although, Kat is done by Blitz, and Carter is by Reload. I hope they fix that next season you can keep the quest, but make it all for one mode instead. I don't really want to have to play Blitz and Reload for extra styles. Next is Karnina. She's a skater, and she has a camera. She seems pretty chill. She also doesn't really have much relevance besides knowing something about the Voyager, but that didn't really get much mention in Season 1 at all. Next, we have a lot of people's favorites, Marty McFly. He looks great, pretty accurate too, from what I hear. I wish I knew more about it, I just really haven't seen those movies. Anyways, next we have Miles Krotz, the guy who looks like Michael B. Jordan. The skin, however, is really not the greatest. It's not the worst skin I ever seen, but it's really not that great. And then lastly, the big bad of the chapter, the Dark Voyager. He has some pretty cool looking colors and just looks very menacing in a way. And his quest is for BR, so that's very nice. With all this said, we can get some hot cocoa and grab your cozy pajamas and get by the fireplace. It's time for Winterfest.
When the wind blows, warm yourself up by the fire. Come inside.
Like, having being back for Winterfest is nice, and getting collabs during the holiday season is nice too. There's a major issue with this Winterfest this season. Like I said, the cabin is back, but it has the issue of not being able to stack presents. You only miss like 3 days. That doesn't sound terrible, because mobile exists. But, like I said, it's the holiday season, there's parties, events, and not everyone's available. Hell, while making this part of the script on call with one of my friends, Dub, he says that he can't even get it on iOS. So there's that. So Epic, instead of forcing us to play your game, actually make your game good. Anyways, what else happened this month? We have a Battle Pass collab item in the loophole, the Back to the Future DeLorean time machine, which gave Chapter 6 OG loot. That's cool. I think this was because of, it's like the movie goes back 30 years and forward 30 years, so going back 30 seasons is to Chapter 6 Season 1. I believe that's how it works. Speaking of OG loot, we have some new Rift anomalies. One of those being OG Loot Chest that grant you an OG item. The other one is the Winter Bubble, I believe it's called. That pretty much has just snowman in it, and then there's sometimes a present in there. So yeah, the sneaky snowmen are back. Presents, snowball launchers, blizzard grenades, all the other typical Winterfest unvaults are here. So gameplay wise, it's great. However, they gave us a pretty fair amount of collabs this year. Let's list them all off. Courage Diddy, the defaults of Withering World. As a trans femme, this collab disgusts me, and I like Harry Potter, but I go out of my way to not support J.K. Rowling. She's a bitch. But even to my friends, this collab sucks, because it's just a bunch of defaults. Next is Miku, pretty cool. Then we got Santa Sabrina, one of my favorites. Then we have my second favorite anime in this game, Bleach, which got some great stuff, and great items in Blitz. They could have been in BR. They were formed in BR, so I don't know why they're not in here. Then Batman Beyond came out, too. And this was something I had on my 2026 wish list as like a throwaway choice. Didn't expect it to happen before the end of 2025. So that was actually cool. Then we have Doc Brown for the Back to the Future collab. And for whatever reason, I Show Speed showed up on Christmas Eve. Okay. Then lastly, Pulp Fiction. So good stuff, just a lot I feel. The balloons during Winterfest got festive balloons on them. The map got a lot of snow for a time. Also, there was a boss item, a Yield Trooper. Didn't really care much about that. In reality, I don't think I'm forgetting about much. I know it's a small section, but it's still something major to cover for this season. Let's go down to South Park.
School days, teachers dog and rude day. School days, teachers dog and rude day. School days, teachers.
South Park, you're a dry ass month. To any South Park fans, put your pitchforks down. I believe my hate of this month comes from the fact that there was no updates, and I played a lot of Fortnite the last 2 months, and I was approaching a burnout. And with that, I did what any sane person would do. Played some other games. What games did I play during this dry house month? To me at least, I played Watch Dogs, finally got my story playthrough of that done. Played a bunch of Rivals, I played a little bit of Minecraft, but I didn't completely give up on this. The only way I had fun this season was if I played with friends. If I was alone, I got bored fast, unless I was doing quests. I did complete the pass that they had like a mini pass. But not enough for the free glider. I don't feel like I'm missing much there. Oh, I never talked about the items we got for this collab. Collab items include, from South Park, we had the Stick of Truth Rift Anomaly. This was decent. Either the zone was in the ocean or on a high ground. Then we had Cheesy Poofs as a healing item that gave a temporary slap effect that you could throw at your enemies or teammates, either doing respective health or damage. Any respawn token, goated item, better than self-revive. Crazy take, maybe, but I like it better at least. At least you can come back and have a chance to come back. For non-collab items, we just got the Flex SMG. I mean, it's alright. But, like, other than that, all the new content we got for a month, and you can see why I got bored. Also, for some reason, they removed the Forsaken Blade. Don't know why they did that. Out of this, like, it got removed out of the loophole. Oh shit, I never mentioned. Clausy Lodge was a new POI during Winterfest. But it stuck around the rest of the season. Our other quote-unquote new POI is Cartman Land. AKA a wonky land reskinned POI. It's okay, I guess. Also, they added Quince as a game mode. It was fun. I wish it would come back. Not permanently, because, like I got pointed out by my friends, it's not a good permanent mode. But it's a decent mode. But maybe once a season. With all my research on South Park done, let's get on to the best updates of this chapter. I don't know what the hell the devs were on in February, but it made me come back for a lot longer than I did during January. Love and Legends, the peak update of this season, and what it needed. I mean, They brought a lot of stuff back to the game. The Mythic Cupid crossbow, the MK7 assault rifle, the K-pop Demon Hunters items, all of them. Like literally all of them. The Wings of Icarus, okay. The self-revive, okay. The lock-on assault rifle? Oh. This thing isn't as bad as it sounds, honestly. It was fine, it worked for what it was, but it sucked. It sucked at getting hits, and it sucked at hitting people. Whenever you would have to shoot at someone, it would have to lock on for a certain amount of time. I don't think I even have any footage of me using it, and even if I did on stream, I do not care enough to put it into this video. The lock-on pistol is a lot better, so there's that. Also, during this update event time thing, there was a thing, the Dark Harvester came to the island. But whatever you do, don't shoot it. It still can shoot, okay, yeah, if you shoot it, it can shoot you back. It can be shot now. Well, it always could be shot. But if you shoot it, it will shoot you back. And I can't remember if this was the first or second time this thing came back. Probably the first, to my knowledge. If it already came back before, my bad. With the ship arriving to the island, it brought power hours to the thing. Now, I know these were saying in the last update in Winterfest, but they sucked till now. Now there's good ones, like the Mythic Crossbow one, the one with the Mythic MK, and so on. During this update, the Super Bowl happened, and Bad Bunny had people in bushes moving around and dancing during his show. And Fortnite was like, let me be funny, and add the bush back. This thing was actually a good addition. The bush can protect you for one shot at least. Also, some other stuff was added this update during this month. Flowberry Mist Bomb, like the Med Mist Bomb from Lawless, but it gives you a Flowberry effect. And shields instead. Very welcome addition. Along with that, a Bigfoot boss was added. This is alright. I don't really care for this at all. A new Rift anomaly, though, was added. This season... A new Rift anomaly was added. The Friendship Bubble from Delulu. Oh yeah, Delulu! I forgot you existed. Anyways. During this month, they brought back the DeLorean Time Machine. And with that, they brought back a lot of OG loot. But. They vaulted all the K-pop Demon Hunter stuff, unfortunately. Also, during this update, they brought a new hotspot thing by making places marked in blue with supposedly legendary blue. With all the stuff in February, the Rise of the Seven started happening towards the end of February, setting up the events during March. We already knew the Order was on the island. She was captured by the Dark Voyager at one point, but now she's here to help along with a rocket? Yeah, the visitor that was in the OG pass last summer? Yeah, returns to the storyline through an event. And now is looking for more members of the Seven, different variants or not. We need all the help we can to stop the greedy Voyager and his possible new ally, the Ice King. And with all that said, that wraps up Season 1. I'll give my final thoughts soon. There was a fortnight, or 2 weeks, delay till Season 2. Already making this long season longer. But with all that said, now we get on to a guest.
Hey Sharks, Dub here. Wait, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting I'm not on my channel. So WHATIF wanted me to talk about my thoughts on the season, so let's get into it. I personally think it started off really well. The map has so many good POIs, all of them are great. It's different though, because there would be bad POIs like in like chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, but like here they're really well designed. I think the battle pass alongside the new changes to the look of it is awesome. From the Bride, from Cat Holloway, Kingston, Carteroo, Piranha, Marty McFly, Miles Cross, and the Dark Voyager especially, they cooked. I think this is one of the best battle passes we got in a long time. I love the adjustments to the sound effects that are done on like shooting, headshots, like all those new sounds that you hear. Mwah! Chef's kiss, I love that. The new Rift anomalies, the storm surfing even. I'd say it's good. A lot of people don't like it. I love that they changed it up. And I really hope for season 2, they keep that mechanic in but with snowboarding. Because of the whole Ice King theme. That'd be awesome. The loot pool was really well done. I love the new shotguns. Honestly, the pump is awesome. The twin hammer shotguns, I first didn't like, but I really like them. I hope they stay in, but I heard they're pretty much redoing the entire loot pool, so I doubt it. The Deadeye assault rifle has just became one of my favorite scoped ARs to use. I don't think it beats out the Spire rifle in terms of just it being absolutely peak, but again, it is a peak weapon. The Val Blade was kind of a miss. It was really cool at first, and I got some really cool kills, but what really killed it for that was the fact that they just removed it, like, out of nowhere. They didn't give it its love that it deserved, so because of that, I kind of think the whole, like, Kill Bill theme, even though they did the whole, like, mini short film, which was a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, I think in-game they ruined the collab. I just think there's something missing in terms of the BR gameplay, and the fact that they just kind of removed the Val Blade out of nowhere and never added it back. Meanwhile, Back to the Future, also peak. It seemed like there was more for Back to the Future. There was the DeLorean, the loot change, and it came back, right? So yeah, I wish they didn't get rid of it so fast. The self-revives as well, like, they really didn't hit. You can't really get a good revive in, and if you do, like, you're lucky, but like, you just all the time you just get knocked and, you know, you get shot dead because, like, they know you're gonna revive. So, like, I kind of prefer the Kenny token that they had where, like, you respawn, because at least it gave you another chance, kind of like reload. And are you noticing a pattern how every time I mention an item, most of them relate to collabs? It just feels like with everything I bring up, there's like that little thing in the background of collabs. And with the whole change of the V-Bucks, collabs. It's just, the season overall just felt too collabby. Just to wrap everything up though, I loved the map. I think this map was the best map we've gotten so far. The story is back. You can tell there's love with the lore as well. The event story moments, like, there was so much of that as well. I'd say this was a pretty good season. I give it like a 7 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to season 2. I think all the things that I mentioned are hopefully going to be addressed, and of course they're going to still do collabs, but I hope that they do some more original characters as well, which it looks like we're going to be getting more original storyline things. So anyway, guys, I think that is all the amount of time she gave me, so I'm going to go back to my channel. Bye!
This section is a Clen-inspired section, asking the community. On Twitter, I asked them, what are your thoughts on this while I make this full commentary review? And I picked up the 5 comments, so let's get started with Maximo's comment. Maximo said, it was an enjoyable season, although the gameplay meta got dry and it felt like they were using collabs as an excuse to not update the game a lot. Alright, so it was an enjoyable season, and yeah, I kind of agree. It did get dry points, like I mentioned in the South Park section. I got very bored of it during it and went to play other games. And using collabs, they put so many collabs this season. Do I love a lot of the collabs? Of course I do, but Jesus, they used a lot. Alright, next I picked RoboJars. RoboJars said, it was a fun, but dragged on way too long. It had way too much content drought with South Park, agreed. And Winterfest being back-to-back, both within 1 month events, and a 3-week season delay. I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks, and yeah, having both of those back-to-back and then South Park just dragging on didn't help. And also, he said lazy loophole, and showed a clip for context, so I'll let him explain.
The assault rifle this season. Oh, cool scope, overpowered weapon. Well, guess what? It's literally just the regular assault rifle from chapters 1 and 2, and I guess remix and OG. But it has a scope on it. Oh, dual-wielded shotguns. It's literally just the pump and dump, except without the SMG and with another shotgun. Then you had the sniper, which was just a regular sniper.
So next I pick Vans, and Vans said South Park should have been a mini-season, way too many collabs, even for me. The loophole was ass, and the battle pass was ass. Okay, the last two I kind of disagree with. The loophole was pretty decent for what it was, and the battle pass I really quite enjoyed. But, yeah, South Park should have been a mini-season. Like, they could have had the same level as, what was it? The Simpsons. That was a great mini-season. Just fully cel-shaded map, fully cel-shaded everything except for the guns. Really great. And way too many collabs, 100% agreed. They shoved so many collabs down our throat. Like, there was a lot of good ones and a lot I loved. And with this V-Buck chains, that gets me to mention that I'm going to be buying less. I would buy a lot, and I have like almost 700 skins, but I'm toning down how much I buy because the new V-Buck range, and I was like, am I going to use this a lot? So, yeah, as much as I like certain skins, I got to limit what I buy. Anyways, let's get on to the next one. Emmanuel said, I feel this season has objectively been good. We had a lot of content collabs and lore, gameplay changes, and the storyline was definitely the highlight of the season. Agreed. The storyline was definitely the highlight of the season. Though it was later on in the season we got it, it was a very good light addition. Like, very good highlight. Nico said, I think the season had great content for our season 1. They were just dealing with server issues, controversial collabs, and lots of news that the community hated to hear, especially the season delayed. Agreed on the season delayed. That made a lot of people not like this season. Server issues, I really didn't have as much, but I think it had fairly decent content except for South Park. But that's just my opinion. I think the South Park stuff was fine for a week, and then it just dragged on for me. But yeah, some controversial collabs did happen this season. I don't really know what else. Also, he said the season will still be remembered fondly as all seasons are, and that's also good. So that's all I had to say for collabs people I picked out, not collabs. Although great thoughts, I just couldn't get to everyone, and I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. I'm literally recording it before I go to bed, so yeah. Like the title says, I found Chapter 7 Season 1 a mess. Going over everything made me realize we had some good stuff, from the loophole being pretty decent, fresh changes, rift anomalies are one of my favorite features, and for someone who never gave a fuck about the story, started making me interested in the story this season. So good job, Fortnite. This Season 1, I may have hated it at times, will be a remembered one. So I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed my longer review. I know it's late. I could care less. I'll try to make the Season 2 one before the end of Season 2. Thanks to Dub for featuring. He's been here on call while I've been working on this. With all this being said, I hope you guys use code WHATIF, and I'm going to go join the Ice King. Lights, camera,